Hello and welcome back to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, where last time we played through the Banana Cup on Mirror Mode, and today we'll be playing through the Leaf Cup on Mirror Mode, and we're going to be, I guess, actually, you know what, I guess we'll use a random number generator now. So, you may not believe me, I did a random number generator from 1 to 42, because there's 42 characters here, not counting the palette swaps, obviously, and it picked Wario, it picked 22, which is Wario, for the cup that has Wario Stadium in it, so, that works out nicely, I suppose. So we'll use Wario, and we'll use what car should we use? I guess we'll use the let's use the Steel Driver. I feel like that fits him nicely, and we'll use it alongside the Metal Wheels, and we'll use the Water Wing Glider here. Oh wow, yikers! That's some crap acceleration. Okay, let's see how this goes. And we're gonna make sure that Smart Steering and All Acceleration are indeed disabled. And so without further ado, let's dive into the Leaf Cup on Mirror Mode. Let's do this. Alright, so the last couple episodes was me talking about Sonic Colors Ultimate just because it came out this week, and I feel like it was something that I wanted to address, because I feel like I'm the only person on the internet that actually has positive things to say about that game at the moment. So I wanted to get my thoughts out there. I mean, obviously you'll hear me gushing about it in my Let's Play, but I wanted to get my thoughts out there in this video anyway. But now I'm going to go back to actually responding to, or addressing topics that you guys recommended for me to discuss in the comments, and the one that I want to address today is the topic of microtransactions, because someone asked me what are my thoughts on microtransactions and free-to-play games, and so to put it simply, it's a pretty straightforward answer. Well, I guess not. I guess there's a lot of nuance, kind of. So we'll get this out of the way right now. In free-to-play games, I don't really have a problem with microtransactions, because obviously if your game is free-to-play, there needs to be some kind of monetization for the developer. So that's how the major caveat, before you all jump on me, the major caveat to that will be, as long as it does not affect the gameplay experience. So long as the microtransaction system has absolutely no effect, and I mean zero, zip, nada, no effect whatsoever on the gameplay experience, it is fine. So like, for instance, since this game's coming out in December, I feel like it's relevant to talk about, Halo Infinite is coming out, and for the first time in the game's history, the multiplayer will be free to play. And I think that's awesome, because it means that even more people than ever before will be able to experience the game's multiplayer. So I think that's great. However, the obvious caveat there is that, okay, yes, the multiplayer will be free, but that also means that there's going to be some microtransactions, in terms of, like, you know, skins you can buy, and obviously the Battle Pass, which is a thing I'll talk about later. But, you know, so, I don't, honestly, I don't have a problem with that. Like, so, okay, I guess I'll put it another way. If I could snap my fingers and erase microtransactions from the world, obviously, you know, it'd be nice to kind of go back to the state of gaming where you could buy the game and get the full experience. But I'll still say, so like, $60 games is a different story, because free-to-play games, the only source of revenue for the developer is any in-app purchases that you would make in terms of microtransactions and things like that. So I don't really have any problem, so long as it doesn't affect the gameplay. I don't really have a problem with microtransactions in free-to-play games. Where we have problems, however, is when you start putting them in $60 games, because if you are paying full price, like, which nowadays is $60 or even as high as $70 in some instances. Also, we lose this race, which is sad, but it's fine because I'll replay it anyway. It's no big deal. We'll probably lose the cup too, but what do I care? It's my life. So in free-to-play games, it's like, okay, I understand. But in $60 games, absolutely not. So in $60 games, you are paying full price. Well, I mean, in some cases nowadays you're paying as much as $70 to play a game, and it's kind of asinine that in addition to that base price of as high as $70, some companies have the audacity to also have you pay for microtransactions or Battle Pass. And the immediate things that come to my mind are Rainbow Six Siege and Star Wars Battlefront 2. Because to be completely honest with you, Stuff like, what's an example? I don't really play a lot of multiplayer style games. A lot of the games I play are single player. With the only multiplayer games I play, honestly, nowadays is Halo, and that's basically occasionally an online match of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but basically the only online game I play nowadays is Halo. Also, I'm gonna let you pass me so you can take that spiny shell to the face. So there's that. But yeah, aside from that, I'm not really well versed in a lot of multiplayer games that are like just bombarded with microtransactions. But the ones that immediately come to my mind are Rainbow Six Siege. But basically, like in terms of something where it's just like you play the game and you can play the full experience for free without spending any additional cash. That's like, if I could snap my fingers and make them go away and just have it be like Halo Reach's system or Halo the Master Chief Collection system, where every piece of in-game customization content you can unlock is unlocked through in-game currency that you earn by playing the game and leveling up and completing challenges and things like that, if I could, I would, but I can't, so I won't. But I would if I could. But, you know, with the state of gaming as it is right now, it doesn't bother me as much as it used to when I see a game with microtransactions that are cosmetic-based. However, if you have something like Rainbow Six Siege, where you pay $60 for the game, or I think it's less than that now, but it's still, honestly, I haven't played the game in a while because the game sucks, it's terrible, and I hate it. But and they might have changed the price modeling since then, so I don't know for sure if this still holds up. But when that game launched, you were paying $60, and with each subsequent DLC that came out, you had to essentially buy the game a second time. You had to pay $30. You either had to pay $30 to buy all of the new characters. Each season, with each season of Rainbow Six Siege, they added 2 brand new characters to the game, and that game, when it launched, was supposed to be about strategy, about forming a plan of attack or a plan of defense, and whoever had the best strategy emerged victorious. The problem is that nowadays, there are so many DLC characters that if you only play with the base set of characters that you get for just playing the game normally, you are playing with like half a deck, if that. And I'll talk about that more in the next race. So basically, at the start of a round, you pick your operator, and that's the operator you choose. So like, the idea is to form a team based on certain abilities you might need. So like, someone to place traps at doors, someone to scan for an enemy, someone who has a powerful weapon, things like that. You form a team comp, like strategizing around how the team is played, how your enemy team has played previously, to kind of account for their weaknesses and their strengths and things like that. But when you only have half the operators, you kind of can't strategize all that well because you don't have all the options available to you. So games like that, where your gameplay experience is adversely affected by the inclusion of microtransactions, that is unacceptable, and it's one of many, many reasons why I hate Rainbow Six Siege so much. So like things like that where it's gameplay driven, and that's what the microtransactions are for, I will never stand for that. I absolutely cannot stand for that. And again, like I said, if I could snap my fingers and make it such that in $60 games, and any microtransactions, like any in-game cosmetics, would be earned through in-game through in-game currency, or through just unlocking them through natural gameplay progression, things like that. If I could, I would, but I can't, so I won't, like I said previously. But it still doesn't bother me as much as gameplay microtransactions. So cosmetic microtransactions in $60 games, I tolerate, I'm fine with, but gameplay microtransactions in $60 games, I have no tolerance for. And I have no tolerance for that either in free-to-play games, but at least in free-to-play games I can be like, okay, so don't have it affect the gameplay, but so long as it's only cosmetic, because it's your only source of income, I'm like, alright, your game's free-to-play, anyone can play this game. If you want to have your income stream be solely due to cool skins in the shop or whatever, that's fine. You do you, and I'll be fine with that. I'll be probably fine with that. So, I guess I probably should have gone for this one first. Battlefront 2 is obviously the number one example that everyone typically uses, so I guess I try to mix it up by referencing Rainbow Six Siege instead of Battlefront 2, in terms of a game that is just riddled with gameplay-driven microtransactions, and it's awful. So Battlefront 2, I'm sure you don't need me to tell you, is the game where there's the Stargate system or whatever, where basically you have to pay... if you wanted to unlock the high value, high ultra powerful characters like Darth Vader or whatever, you had to grind for thousands of hours, or you can just buy him directly. And that's kind of a tactic that a lot of these shady developers do, is they make it such that you would have to grind for an insane amount of hours to unlock these things, or you can just put $1 in the slot and unlock him for free, or not. You can pay for him right now and unlock him right here, right now. And I can't stand for that. I hate Battlefront 2 as well. So in summary, free-to-play games, microtransactions, as long as they don't affect the gameplay, I'm fine with it. That's your only revenue stream. $60 games, if microtransactions affect the gameplay, get them out of there. It's terrible. If they're just cosmetic, I will tolerate them. I still don't like them, but, you know, it's the state of gaming. It's whatever. It doesn't affect the gameplay, so have at it, I suppose. But there's one more thing we haven't talked about yet, and that's the topic of battle passes. Next race. So for the uninitiated, battle passes are essentially a system where every season, which is basically a content update for your game, you will have access to a new set of cosmetic items that you can unlock gradually, not through looking at a menu and being like it's not like Halo Reach where you would have you have access to everything you can possibly unlock, and then it's up to you to choose, okay, I've earned this much currency, this much in-game currency through playing the game. How do I want to spend this currency to customize my character? No, it's instead that every season, every goddamn season, you pay like 20 or 30 bucks for a brand new battle pass. You're essentially just rebuying the game every single season, and then you have to progress through, you have to spend your tokens or whatever in order to unlock each of these cosmetics, and you have to progress through the tiers. So if there's something really cool in the top tier, you have to get through all the bottom tiers in order to get to the top tier. And what this encourages is this thing called FOMO, or fear of missing out. And what fear of missing out is, it is a very shady tactic where basically, you spend your money on the battle pass, but because you're a busy person, you don't have unlimited hours in the day, so you can't grind forever to be able to actually unlock all the things in the battle pass, and then you basically wasted your money paying $30 for like 100 cosmetic items, but only being able to unlock 10 of them because you have a very busy life. That's the fear of missing out. And I just hate the battle pass system in general. It's really, really dumb, and I don't like that that's where the current state of gaming is. However, there are ways to do it that are consumer friendly. It's not impossible, and the proof of that is Halo Master Chief Collection and Halo Infinite. Big surprise, the answers to what's revolutionizing the industry are Halo. I know, I'm shocked too. I never could have predicted this. But basically, Master Chief Collection, you don't pay for anything. Nothing. It's all free. Every single thing, because there is a tier-based system in MCC where you have tiers of things that you can unlock. However, for one thing, it's all free. You don't pay for a new battle pass each season. It just becomes available the next season. So it's just providing the player with even more customization options completely free. That's fine. Additionally, there's no fear of missing out because it never expires. At any point, like if you joined the season, if you bought MCC today right now, you can go back to season 1 and buy all and start unlocking things in season 1 and then progressively go. You can unlock them in any order you want from any season you want. Same thing with Halo Infinite. You can buy once you buy the battle pass, it's yours forever, and you can just unlock them at your pace with no fear of missing out. So I don't like that we're at a state in gaming right now where battle passes are kind of the par for the course in multiplayer games, but you can do it consumer friendly, and Halo Infinite is doing exactly that with its battle pass system. So, you know, I don't like that it's what it's doing, and if I could snap my fingers and remove it from Halo Infinite, I would. But what they're doing for that game is very consumer friendly compared to all the other ones on the market right now. So I'll take it if that's what we can get. Yeah, so that's my answer on my thoughts on microtransactions and battle pass and free-to-play games, things like that. So hopefully that was an adequate response to your recommendation. And hey, we finished first place, surprisingly. So that's pretty neat. I'm surprised we still got a star ranking after all that. But anyway, that'll be it for now. So, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time. Catch you all tomorrow for some more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Goodbye.